Welcome, everybody. Let me address our last podcast of the year and take you a bit back and look what happened in 2017. We started the year with the vision of, we had this internet of coins and we had our idea to build a device which takes advantage of the technology to interconnect coins. I published several concepts, some good, some better, none of them perfect, and we have been still on the search for the ideal concept. About in February or so, I found the next cloud system, and got immediately aware, yes, an all-round cryptocurrency desktop should be a cloud system, a decentralized cloud system with federation protocol. We developed this idea further. I figured out how to build the system, found out about Docker systems and container building, and Olaf joined us and started to take care of the hardware management. So, in short, what we wanted to build? Imagine all those advantages several cryptocurrency projects provide, starting with smart contracts and so on. My idea was, what if you could build a system where every function is available for every coin on the system using Internet of Coins, also called hybrid network. And how about to put it under a single user interface that's easy to use, which we build now upon Nextcloud system. And the container of the system should be hardware encrypted, so we started our demo model on a Raspberry Pi, but we very quickly started to develop our own mainboard with hardware encryption capabilities. Let me talk about the future of the project later. Now let's switch to our second part of the project, the more or less political part. When I founded Europecoin, I was always committed to have some kind of grassroots lobby group to increasingly publish and influence decision-making processes throughout Europe. My first idea was to put out a platform where everybody could engage, which didn't play out that nice. Everybody appreciated the platform, that was it. Okay, I learned more. Then I was approached by some agency from the European Union, and they wanted to help me to attend a tender of the European Union. That this is when the European Union says, we need a group which does such and such thing for us. Unfortunately, this agency didn't get its own paper in order, so I quickly cancelled this because I didn't want to make a bad impression on the European Union before I already started. I had planned to have something like this in place in 5 years or so anyway. But nonetheless, now I have been in this process, and I had all the papers and forms and knew now how to play the game. At the same time, I met Janina and her crew, who joined us now as the Europe team, who has deep involvement in the European Union in Brussels. So I met with them in Brussels, and we have been quickly listed as the first European advisor team in Brussels. And all this took first fruits about 2 months ago, when the European Investment Fund, AEF, which is an investment fund for startups, decided to possibly use Europecoin as a currency for their microfunding efforts in the future. And now we put our teams together and we are collaborating with them to get all the technical requirements into place to be able to comply with the law. This could be a process of about 12 months or something like this. It's not uncomplicated, but we are having help from them. So this is what happened this year, and let's now switch to the future. 2018, we have a very brief and planned roadmap for the Finance Cloud API, and we have, on the other hand, a bit more loose structured roadmap for the European stuff, because there is always the legal and the compliance stuff in the way, so we can't really estimate the time frames really good. Now back to the Finance Cloud. End of February, beginning of March, I will travel to Poland. We have hired 3 more developers to help us for at least 4 weeks. So I will stay there 4 weeks, and we will finish the Finance Cloud API software, or let's say firmware, for the device. And when I will return end of March, Olaf will have his motherboard, the circuit board, ready for production. Let's say the layout is done already, but then he will have all the production facilities in place in China, and we can start producing, really. We have gotten a draft of, if I get the software, then we will need about 4 weeks to send this to China. They will look if everything is done right. They need about 4 weeks for this, and then they will start producing the platform. So this will be approximately end of March, beginning of May. So then the device will return to us. We will then need about 1-2 weeks to get again the software put on these devices, make perhaps some adjustments, and this is a time where we will start delivering the first devices to the developers. So this first series will be the developer series, and will be delivered to app developers who will like to develop apps for the Finance Cloud API for the App Store. We ourselves will use the developer device to do another 6-month testing, security stuff, and so on, make required changes, so that we can come up with the final consumer device at the end of the year. So November, December, and start rolling out the distribution plan. We will start to make the distribution plan about 2 months earlier, 3 months earlier. September, October will the distribution team come together and plan all the distribution to the shops. Yeah, I hope this gave you a picture about the status and the range of activities of the Europecoin project. I hope you like it. See you next year. Goodbye.